Elon Musk reaffirmed the critical need for nickel in 2020 and urged mining companies worldwide to extract as much of the metal as possible. However, because of the increasing demand for EVs, the supply of nickel has been steadily declining. Welcome back to Everything Tesla Facts, everyone. Growing its auto manufacturing while keeping costs as low as feasible is one of Tesla's top priorities. The supply of raw materials has been a significant obstacle to reaching this objective. Among a number of other industrial issues, a shortage of raw minerals like nickel, lithium, and cobalt, essential components for making batteries for electric vehicles, made it difficult for EV manufacturers to meet their demands earlier this year. Experts claim that the reason for the nickel shortage is not that it is hard to find, but rather that there is not enough nickel being mined from facilities, which are so few that they are unable to process the kind of nickel required for electric car batteries. Tesla has been looking for sources for its nickel supply in an attempt to close the gap and obtain more nickel for its batteries. In what ways can this action aid in increasing Tesla's automobile production? We're going to find out soon. Before we begin, though, please remember to subscribe to the channel, enable notifications, and stay informed about all the latest developments in the Tesla world if you enjoy this kind of content. And don't forget to like us. A while back, Elon Musk encouraged miners to mine more nickel by offering a huge contract to the first person who could do so in an environmentally responsible and sustainable manner. Due to the metal's declining supply, this was an attempt to identify a reliable source of nickel for Tesla, because nickel is an essential part of lithium-ion batteries, which are used in electric vehicles. Car makers are able to utilize less cobalt, which is more costly and has a less transparent supply chain. The main obstacle is that there aren't enough planned mining projects to utilize this untapped, ready-to-use raw material, even if there is enough nickel to allow a significant ramp-up in EVs. The high-grade nickel required to make electric vehicle batteries is becoming more and more limited due to the growing demand for electric vehicles and the dearth of new nickel supplies. Is it possible for Tesla to locate the nickel required for its vehicles? To discover out, you'd better keep watching. According to John Lee, CEO of Flying Nickel FLYN on TSXV, the company wants to be among the greenest nickel mining companies in the world. He added that high-performance nickel batteries that power contemporary EVs are the perfect fit for Monago's pure nickel. An industry-leading low-carbon footprint is anticipated from the company's Monago nickel sulfide project in Manitoba, Canada's Thompson Nickel Belt, which was disclosed earlier in September, the fifth largest nickel mining camp in the world. The Thompson Nickel Belt is home to more than 18 nickel deposits with a combined production of 6 billion pounds of nickel. The mining business declared in May that it had started a drilling campaign. At this location, the program called for drilling 7 holes in total, lining up to 4,980 meters of exploration and infill. Tesla has access to yet another source of nickel. Flying Nickel FLYN on TSXV might be very beneficial to its investors through its stock. In addition to being crucial for supplying adequate nickel for Tesla and other EV manufacturers, anyone looking to invest in a growing stock may find it to be a worthwhile investment at an entry cost of $10. The FLYNNF on OTC, which is presently trading at 15 cents with a market capitalization of approximately $12.4 million and a stock volume of 37,650, is one item to keep an eye on. Goldman Sachs estimated that the world's high-grade nickel shortage in 2021 would either increase in 2022 or even treble to more than 800,000 tons by 2030. The nickel composition of battery cells is also steadily rising, according to Mark Beveridge of Benchmark Mineral Intelligence, because more nickel equals higher energy density. Additionally, he stated that EV manufacturing is approaching a stage in which nickel will make up 90% of the cathode for some cell types. In addition to the poor mining rate, the Russian-Ukrainian conflict caused a sharp decline in nickel supplies. Due to concerns about supply interruptions, Russia's invasion of Ukraine caused prices of its abundant high-grade nickel to skyrocket to all-time highs. The London Metal Exchange even suspended nickel trade for a week. Beveridge claims that the EV market is being significantly impacted by the nickel scarcity and will probably continue to do so. Due to the rising cost of the raw material, Tesla increased the price of its cars using nickel-based batteries by about $1,000 in March. Some of this metal can be obtained through recycling and waste reclamation, according to experts, but additional mining must occur during the next 10 years if sustainable energy and a zero net carbon future are to be realized. This is one way Tesla may fulfill its mission, which is to support the global shift to sustainable energy. In relation to nickel mining, Elon Musk declared that he might collaborate with businesses that can mine enough nickel in a sustainable manner. In order to obtain enough nickel for its batteries, Tesla has also previously made agreements with Vale and the Indonesian government. Since the United States lacks domestic nickel resources and the Eagle mine in Michigan, the nation's main nickel mine, is scheduled to close in 2025. This is an attempt to secure an alternative nickel supply. According to reports, Tesla and the Indonesian government were in discussions in 2020 about establishing a new nickel venture in the nation, which has a substantial nickel reserve. Additionally, earlier in May, Investment Minister Boleh announced that Tesla had committed to constructing a battery and electric vehicle plant in the nation. However, this announcement was not followed by much activity. But later in August, Luhut Panjaitan, the coordinating minister for Maritime and Investment Affairs, declared that Tesla had inked a 5-year agreement with nickel processing firms that were active on Sulawesi Island and Morowali. Although the manufacturer has not yet verified this, it was also disclosed that Tesla has a solid alliance with Vale to secure nickel. There were few sales after this, despite reports of a significant supply of nickel arriving from Tanzania. The world's largest development, Treti Nickel Sulfide Deposit, Kabanga Nickel Limited, aimed to finance tilde $1.3 billion for a huge mining operation in Tanzania to satisfy the unquenchable demand for nickel from electric car makers. Chris Sch, the CEO of the company, said in a statement that the company was ready to begin supplying nickel for Tesla batteries. Few other people heard about the story, despite the fact that it made multiple headlines. Do you believe that these collaborations will allow Tesla to have an adequate supply of nickel? Tell us below. As a key component of high-energy density batteries, which are necessary for long-range electric vehicles. Nickel-lithium batteries are the industry standard for high-performance EVs, even while EV batteries presently only use around 5% of the world's nickel supply. The number is growing faster than anticipated, and it's unclear what to anticipate given the rising nickel price. Prices rose more than 16% in 2021, surpassing the $20,000 threshold and reaching a 7-year high. Analysts claim that nobody can predict exactly how high the price will rise. Nevertheless, Tesla might have adequate choices for nickel mining in the upcoming months, despite the limited supply of this metal. Canada has enough nickel resources to power 10 million Tesla batteries, making it a global leader in nickel production. In 2020, the nation accounted for 6.7% of the world's nickel output, producing about 167,000 tons, making it the 6th largest producer. Fortunately, Tesla is slowly gaining traction in the nation's nickel mining industry. The massive Brazilian mining company Vale recently announced that it has agreed to provide nickel from its operations in Canada to Tesla. Tesla may have a good chance of getting enough nickel for its batteries as long as that collaboration lasts. A rise in EV production over the next few years could result in an exponential increase in nickel supply if mining is effective. Global manufacturers are expected to invest over $515 billion by 2030 in the development and production of electric vehicles. According to a recent estimate, the research went on to say that over 100 EV models should be on the market and accessible to American consumers by 2025. David Capote of Platts Analysis predicts that, as the decade goes on, the initial cost of purchasing an EV will continue to drop. According to the analysis, he currently projects that by 2026, EV battery prices would drop below $100 per kilowatt-hour, making EVs more affordable than ICE cars in the absence of subsidies. Additionally, it is anticipated that EVs will expand into new markets by 2030. A development that should be made possible by government initiatives to encourage the use of EV vehicles. The California government recently announced plans to phase out gas-fueled vehicles and mandate that all new automobiles sold in the state be powered by hydrogen or electricity by 2035. Other states will probably follow suit if California continues. On this trajectory, the availability of nickel will undoubtedly rise as more Tesla vehicles are released, making investment in fly,